The Canadian Grand Prix must serve as a sort of confirmation for Ferrari. The Maranello team is coming off 2 consecutive podiums, achieved thanks to the usual talent of Charles Leclerc and also a bit of luck due to the safety car at the Circuit de Catalunya in Barcelona. The Monegasque driver has never had a great relationship with Lady Luck, objectively speaking, so it's fair enough that he occasionally benefits from some unexpected help. In Montreal, where the paddock is already buzzing for the race weekend, there are several very interesting topics circulating. Almost all of them, in fact, concern the Italian team, particularly the mood of the 2 drivers and the future of Frederic Vasseur, the team principal whose contract expires at the end of this season. In recent days, various more or less reliable rumors have suggested that he will leave Maranello at the end of the 2025 Formula One Championship. Admittedly, the current season has not been a success so far. Over the winter, partly thanks to the arrival of Lewis Hamilton, there was talk of world titles, of an SF25 single-seater capable of fighting McLaren for the championship. Then, at the Albert Park circuit in Melbourne, as unfortunately has often been the case for nearly 20 years, came the icy cold shower for the Ferrari fans and everyone at Maranello. Charles Leclerc's last 2 performances have sparked a glimmer of hope. The SF25, according to the constructors' standings, has overall been the second-best car in Formula One after the first 9 races. And if the numbers don't lie, we must also say that the points gap to McLaren, the undisputed leader, is 197, an enormous and likely insurmountable distance because, we are not here to feed anyone false hopes. Others take care of that with the usual recycled proclamations. Returning to the more pressing matters, Ferrari is in a difficult moment. This isn't news, but it seemed that the Frederic Vasseur approach was working, until reality struck again in this first part of the 2025 Formula One campaign. However, unlike what we saw at the end of Mattia Binotto's tenure in 2022, the feeling now is that the various members of the team are trying to rally around their team principal. But it is not only Frederic Vasseur who is at the center of paddock rumors. Some reports suggest that Charles Leclerc himself is tired of not winning anything with Ferrari, and his unconditional love, which has objectively never been in question, seems to be wavering. That would be understandable since a driver of his talent keeps having to swallow bitter pills, having had, in almost 7 years, only a handful of Grand Prix with a car worthy of F1. Charles Leclerc does not want to hear any of it, and when asked about the matter, as widely expected, he reiterated the points expressed earlier. The Monegasque made it clear that he would not comment on rumors or speculation regarding offers or similar matters. He emphasized that the only certainty was his love for Ferrari, and stated that regardless of what the future might hold, his goal remained to win with the team in red. The 27-year-old expressed his desire to bring Ferrari back to the top and affirmed that he would give everything he had to make it happen with himself behind the wheel. This issue is inevitably linked to the Frederic Vasseur situation. Here, too, the Monegasque speaks as a team player, as a leader, and firmly dismisses the recent rumors, especially since there's an important weekend to prepare for, one that must confirm the good things seen recently. Charles Leclerc noted that there were rumors about Frederic Vasseur, which the team consciously chose to ignore. He stressed that their focus needed to remain on what truly mattered, performance on the track. According to him, only results could silence certain rumors in the short term. The Monegasque driver added that he had nothing further to say, reiterating his full confidence in the team and highlighting that the French manager had always believed in him, just as he believed in Fred Vasseur. Charles Leclerc concluded by stating that the Ferrari team boss had everything needed to bring the Italian side back to the top and expressed hope that they could achieve that goal together. On the other hand, Lewis Hamilton's first Formula One season with Ferrari has so far been more than disappointing. The 7-time world champion has only secured 1 victory in the sprint race in China and a 3rd place in Miami, again in the Saturday short race. After that, the results have been far from satisfying, and it seems that in Spain, during the latest World Championship round, rock bottom was reached. That overtake by Nico Hülkenberg on the straight certainly demoralized a highly emotional driver like Lewis Hamilton, who just 24 hours earlier had been smiling in front of the cameras after what he called a positive qualifying session, and above all, due to his hope that the SF25 would be strong in the race. Spoiler, it wasn't. The SF25 car's balance, at least according to reports, was never ideal for the Briton throughout the entire Spanish Sunday. Over the past 2 weeks, there has been talk of a possible departure from Ferrari, which he firmly denied during Thursday's press conference in Montreal. The 7-time F1 champion has no intention of giving up, but he is well aware of the multiple challenges he has faced in this first part of his journey with Maranello. Challenges that perhaps weren't fully anticipated when he was presented this winter to the joy of the fans. Those same fans are now questioning whether this partnership is truly solid. And yet, that undisputed win in the sprint in China had sparked a sense of hope, quickly extinguished just over 24 hours later by the double disqualification, which essentially confirmed that the SF25 was poorly conceived, very poorly. Lewis Hamilton has not found his footing with the car, and his adaptation is still at an early stage. The Canadian Grand Prix could be a turning point for the season. Here, we will see whether the car has truly improved after recent performances that were, let's say, promising. Some quotation marks are necessary because it takes just a moment to be eliminated in Q2 again, something that happened less than a month ago at Imola and still stings. A turning point not just for the team, but also for Lewis Hamilton himself on a track named after Gilles Villeneuve, where he has won 7 times, a record he shares with Michael Schumacher. During Thursday's media day, the Briton also wanted to express his support for Frederic Vasseur, Ferrari's team principal, who is at the center of rumors suggesting he could leave Maranello at the end of this troubled season. Lewis Hamilton acknowledged that the team had encountered significant problems starting from the second half of the Spanish Grand Prix. He said the team had preferred not to go into too much detail publicly, but that he made it clear after the race that he had never experienced such a complicated situation. After the GP, he and the engineers carefully reviewed everything and identified the source of the problem, which brought relief in finally understanding what had gone wrong. Regarding criticism from some Italian media outlets, Lewis Hamilton admitted he had not been aware of it and only found out about it recently. The Briton said that Frederic Vasseur was one of the reasons he chose Ferrari and that he was genuinely grateful to him. The former Mercedes man emphasized that they were sharing this journey and that he wanted Frederic Vasseur to stay in his position, as he believed he was the right person to bring Ferrari back to the top. Lewis dismissed the accusations as unfounded, acknowledging that while there were difficulties and much work to be done, there was no debate about Frederic Vasseur's role. The 7-time Formula One world champion added that he did not feel pressured to achieve immediate results, even if it might appear otherwise from the outside. He explained that the real goal was to build technical consistency with the engineers and help the team grow over time, and stressed that everyone was doing their best to achieve that. Lewis Hamilton expressed hope that things would improve in Canada. According to the British driver, building a winning team requires patience, and he reiterated that he was at Ferrari to win. He affirmed his total commitment and stated there was no doubt about where his focus lay, adding that he hoped there would be no further questions or doubts about it.